Okay, let's unpack this. Have you ever, paused mid-sentence, wondering if it's I decided to do or I decided doing?
Hmm.
Or maybe, I remembered to call him versus I remembered calling him.
Right, those little changes.
Yeah, they seem small, but they're not just minor grammar things. Getting these verb patterns right can seriously clarify your communication, make you sound much more natural in English.
Indeed. So today we're taking a deep dive into, well, the fascinating world of these English verb patterns.
Hmm.
Specifically, we'll explore how the form of that second verb,
Hmm.
whether it's a to-infinitive, an ing form, or just the base verb, the bare infinitive.
Right.
It's not random at all. It really depends, critically depends on the verb that comes before it.
Okay.
And our insights for this deep dive, they come from quite a bit of linguistic research, grammar articles, and actually a really compelling real-world example we want to share.
Yeah, and our mission for you today, it's basically to give you a practical shortcut to understanding these patterns. We want to highlight some maybe surprising nuances and practical tips so you can quickly get informed and start using these structures confidently. We're aiming to show you why these choices matter, not just, list the rules.
Hmm.
So to really ground this, make it relatable, let's start with a story. Meet Freya. She's a student doing a diploma course in animal management.
Uh-huh.
And as we go through her journey, we'll kind of pull out examples of these very verb patterns in action, see them in their natural habitat, so to speak.
That's a great way to approach it.
So Freya tells us quite a bit. She decided to do this animal management course and then chose to study specifically at Fairfield College.
Okay.
The course is, I think, 3 days a week. So she also started working part-time in a pet shop.
Makes sense. Practical experience.
Exactly. And what really shines through is her passion. She mentions she prefers taking time with the animals, and get this, she doesn't even mind cleaning them out.
Wow. That is dedication. But what's really striking in her story is the personal growth bit,
Yeah.
especially overcoming this long-held fear of snakes.
Oh, right. She mentioned that.
Yeah, she vividly said, I remember feeling really scared when she first had to handle them.
Hmm.
But now,
Mm.
she confidently says, as long as you remember to do it the way you've been taught, it's fine.
Yeah. See, that difference right there, remember feeling versus remember to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's subtle, but so significant, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not just grammar. It tells you about different moments, different intentions.
It really is key. Totally shifts the meaning. And she also talked about how the course changed things with her own dog.
Oh, yeah.
For 4, she said, if I heard him bark, I just told him to be quiet. Sort of the default reaction, right?
So,
But now, she says, I try to find out why he's barking. It's a completely different approach.
absolutely.
Ugh.
And Freya's story, it just perfectly illustrates that the verbs following other verbs, well, they're not random. There's a system.
Hmm.
There's a logic there that helps us get those fine distinctions in meaning. These kind of subtle choices in verb patterns directly influence the message, often without us even realizing it.
Okay, so let's maybe transition from Freya's real-world examples into a more structured look at these patterns.
I'm good.
Because, like we've seen, the form of that second verb really does hang on the first one. Understanding that dependence, well, it unlocks a lot of clarity.
Indeed. Let's start with a really common type. Verb plus to infinitive.
Okay.
So lots of verbs are followed directly by the to infinitive.
Yeah.
No object needed in between. Think verbs like agree, aim, hope, plan, refuse, seem, or try.
Right.
Freya used this. She said, I decided to do an animal management course.
Mm-hmm.
And answering the question, was animal care something you always hoped to do?
Okay.
The insight here is that these verbs often express an intention, maybe a future action, a decision. They sort of set the stage for what's coming next.
Gotcha. Intention, future focus.
Then we have verbs that are pretty much always followed by an object plus the to infinitive.
Okay, so you need that person or thing in the middle.
Exactly. Verbs like advise, allow, encourage, force, persuade, remind, teach, tell, warn. Freya illustrated this perfectly. This course has taught me to respect all animals. See, me is the object.
Right. And with her dog, I just told him to be quiet. Him is the object.
Perfect examples. And a special case here is get, when it means like to persuade or make someone do something.
Oh,
Like
boy.
if you want to get your teachers to notice your work, it fits this pattern. It's really crucial when you're talking about influencing someone else's actions.
That makes a lot of sense. It's about that influence. So what about verbs that can, swing both ways, with or without an object?
Good point. That's the third variation within this to infinitive group. Some verbs can be used with or without an object before the to-infinitive.
Like what?
Think ask, choose, expect, help, intend, need, prefer, prepare, and want.
Okay.
Freya's snake example nailed this. First, I didn't want to touch the snakes. That's just her personal feeling, no object.
Right.
But then, the college. They wanted us to touch the snakes. Now us is the object.
I see. So it changes the focus. Is it just my desire, or am I directing it at someone else?
Precisely. That flexibility allows for that subtle shift.
Okay, understood. So that's the to-infinitive covered. Now, what about the ing form? That one feels like it causes a lot of confusion sometimes.
You're right. It's definitely a common area of, let's say, uncertainty. So the second main category is verb plus preposition plus ing.
Right.
Many common verbs are followed directly by the ing form. Avoid, consider, don't mind, enjoy, finish, keep, practice, suggest, think of about. From Freya's story, we heard, I prefer taking time, and I don't even mind cleaning them out.
Yes.
She also mentioned we've practiced handling animals.
Okay.
The key insight here, generally, is that these verbs often describe an action that's ongoing, maybe a general activity or something being experienced.
Activity.
And here's a really crucial rule to remember. If a verb follows any preposition apart from the preposition to itself, obviously it will always be in the ing form.
Always. That's useful.
Always. So Freya said, I was thinking about doing another course. About is the preposition, so doing must be ing. This applies right across the board. It's a very reliable marker.
Okay, that's a great tip. So to-infinitive, often for intention or directed action, making for general activities or after prepositions. What's left? The bare infinitive, without to.
Yes, exactly. The third main pattern, verb plus object plus bare infinitive.
Okay.
This applies to verbs like feel, hear, help, let, make, notice, see, watch. Often verbs perception or causation.
Right, like seeing or hearing something happen.
Precisely. Freya used these too. They've let us treat some minor problems. That's permission. And they make us handle all kinds of animals. That implies, strong directive or requirement.
Okay.
And remember her dog again. If I heard him bark, that's direct perception.
Got it.
Now, a very important little nuance here with make. When you use it in the passive voice, it actually does need the to-infinitive.
Oh, really? Okay, how does that work?
So active. They made us handle the animals. They're infinitive. But passive. I was made to handle all kinds of animals. See? You need the to.
Ah, okay. Was made to handle. That's a common slip-up point, I bet.
It really is. Also, just quickly, help is quite flexible. You can use either the bare infinitive or the to-infinitive with help.
Oh, okay. So both are fine.
Yep. The course helped me understand my dog, or the course helped me understand my dog. Both are correct, meaning is essentially the same.
Interesting. Okay, so this next part. This is where I think people often find the most, surprising twists, where true linguistic precision really comes in. Some verbs can take either a to-infinitive or an ing form, but the meaning can shift, sometimes subtly, sometimes, completely. This is where you really see the power of these patterns.
Precisely. Let's break that down. First, there are verbs where, honestly, the meaning doesn't change much at all.
Okay, the easy ones first.
Sort of. These include attempt, begin, bother, continue, hate, like, love, prefer, and start. So when Freya said, I've started working part-time, it's pretty much the same as I've started to work part-time.
Okay, so you have a choice there, mostly.
Usually, yes. Makes these verbs a bit more forgiving. However, there's always a however in grammar, isn't there?
Huh, seems like it.
A crucial note for this group. Phrases like would like, would love, or would prefer, they are always followed by the to-infinitive. No exceptions.
Ah, okay.
Freya said, I'd really like to work in either a zoo or a safari park. Never. I'd really like working. There's a really consistent rule people sometimes miss.
Good distinction. Like to work versus would like to work.
Exactly. Now, for the verbs where the meaning changes completely, this is where understanding really deepens communication.
Okay, let's dive in.
Let's revisit, remember, we touched on this. If you say, as long as you remember to do it the way you've been taught.
That's like remembering before you act, a future task.
Exactly. It's about obligation, future intent.
Oh.
But when Freya said, I remember feeling really scared.
That's looking back, recalling a past experience.
Perfect. The difference is time reference. Future versus past memory.
Clear. What's next?
Then there's forget. If you forgot to post my application form.
Means you didn't do it. The action didn't happen.
Correct. You failed to perform the task. But if you say, I'll never forget meeting you that cold winter's day.
The meeting did happen. You're recalling the event itself.
Exactly. The first is a failure of action. The second is about the memory of a past action, usually something significant.
Okay, remember and forget. Got it.
Go on. This one also has two clear meanings. If, after university, she went on to get a job as a vet.
That sounds sequential. One thing finished, then the next started. A progression.
Precisely, a new phase. But if she went on talking, even though the film had started.
That means she just kept talking, continued without stopping.
Right. Repeated or continued in action. No sequence implied, just continuation.
Interesting difference. Okay, stop.
Stop is another classic. If I stopped to ask the way.
That implies you stop doing something else, like walking, in order to ask. There's a purpose. Two actions, really.
Exactly right. The first action stops so the second can begin, usually for a purpose.
Huh.
But if I'm going to stop studying for a while.
That's just ceasing the activity of studying, one action ending.
Perfect. Complete cessation of that single activity.
Okay, try.
With trying. If I try to find out why he's barking, like Freya does now.
That means she's making an effort. It might be difficult. Success isn't guaranteed. An attempt.
Exactly. Attempting a potentially difficult task. But if she tried adding a bit more sugar.
That sounds like an experiment, testing something out to see what happens.
Precisely. Experimenting with a solution or method.
Okay. And the last one, need.
Right, need. If I need to mend my jeans, it means the subject, I, is going to do the action. It's an active need.
Okay, I will mend them.
But if my jeans need mending.
That sounds passive. Like, the jeans are in a state that requires mending, but it doesn't say who will do it.
You've got it.
Yeah.
It carries a passive meaning. Something requires being done to the object. It's about the condition needing attention.
Yeah.
These distinctions, well, they're really crucial for clear communication.
Wow, that's a fantastic breakdown. It really shows how one little word change, to or ing, can completely flip the meaning. And just quickly, what about negatives?
Oh, good point. Simple, really. If you want to make that second verb negative, you just put not before it.
Okay.
So I chose not to study at this college, or I enjoy not working late. Just slot not in before the to or the ing.
Straightforward enough. So, okay, stepping back. What does all this actually mean for you, our listener? Understanding these verb patterns, it's clearly about much more than just, ticking a grammar box.
Absolutely.
It allows for really precise, nuanced communication. It helps you avoid misunderstandings. It's not just rules. It's about getting your exact meaning across.
Exactly. Think back to Freya's story again just for a moment. Her ability to communicate her experiences, her intentions, so clearly it relies on her probably unconscious mastery of these patterns.
Yeah.
That distinction between remember feeling scared and remember to do something correctly, it's fundamental to conveying her journey accurately. She's not just listing events. She's revealing intentions, past states, and these patterns are the framework for that clarity.
And for you listening, actively listening and just consciously noticing these patterns, whether you're reading or watching TV or listening to conversations, it can significantly boost both your understanding and your own ability to express yourself. It's really about developing an ear for these subtle but powerful differences. It elevates your English from just functional to, well, precise and impactful.
Well said. So to recap the core insight here, these verb patterns are really far from arbitrary.
Definitely not.
They convey specific meanings, specific nuances, especially when a verb can take more than one form. Being aware of these differences is just key. Key to understanding others and making sure you are perfectly understood.
Yeah. We really hope you'll actively try to notice these patterns now in your own reading and listening. Once you start looking, honestly, you'll see them everywhere, and it really deepens your grasp of English.
Maybe consider this. How many times a day do you use verbs that kind of set the stage for another action? Just think how much more precise your daily conversations could become simply by being aware of these, subtle but important grammatical choices.
That's a great thought to leave people with. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into verb patterns. We really encourage you to continue your own exploration of language and all its fascinating intricacies.